Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Just 1 Minute or So. Today we're talking about what is real performance. So, what is performance really? Most definitions say something like carrying out a task or executing a function, but that sounds like doing the minimum required. And that's not what real performance is about. If we talk from the perspective of coaching, performance means something much bigger. It means going beyond expectations. It means setting your own highest standards, not just meeting somebody else's. And real performance is the full expression of your potential. And that only happens when people take complete ownership of what they do. Now, many leaders still try to drive performance through commanding, instructing, pressuring, or even threatening. These methods might get the job done, but they rarely produce sustainable excellence. And if a leader truly wants outstanding performance, the real question becomes, how good do you want the performance to be? Because true excellence doesn't come from control, it comes from ownership and responsibility. Here is a story. In 1980s, around that time, a sausage company in Wisconsin called the Johnsonville Sausage was a very profitable and successful company. But the CEO noticed that something was not quite good, and there was a huge gap between the potential of the company and the performance itself. So employees showed up, perfect, they did what they were told, that's great, and then they went home. There was no initiative, no ownership. So the CEO made a radical shift. Instead of controlling everything, he started coaching. So workers began tasting the sausages themselves and taking responsibility for the quality. The production results were posted openly on the factory floor, and teams set their own performance standards. Managers stopped being bosses and became coaches and facilitators, and something remarkable happened. Performance improved dramatically because people owned the results. And the CEO even kept a sign on his desk that said, "The question is the answer." When employees came with problems, he stopped giving solutions. Instead, he asked questions. And why did he do that? Because when people solve their own problems, they develop responsibility, confidence, and real performance. Now, coaching for performance isn't just about results, though. Three things need to exist: the performance, the learning, and the enjoyment. If performance exists without learning, then progress eventually stops. If performance exists without enjoyment, then motivation fades. And if learning exists without performance challenges, people get disengaged. So these three elements are really interconnected. Now, great coaching raises awareness, builds responsibility, and unlocks potential. When people take ownership of their work, they learn faster, they perform better, and they actually enjoy what they do. And that's the real definition of performance. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and see you in the next episode.